little gay people in my phone, and welcome to part 2 of the internet's Evilest Lesbians, a 3-part series exploring allegations of abuse in lesbian relationships that didn't unfold in silence, but right in front of you, on your For You page, your Twitter timeline, your YouTube recommended. You watched, you liked, you shared, and then you scrolled. Except this time, no, you didn't. You lingered, you saved. You checked back in every couple months just to make sure the burning car was still on fire, and it always is, but you can't stop checking. Before we dive in, I want to start with a little update on part 1. Kaylee, one of the former partners and accusers of Anna Campbell, the subject of the first part of the series, very kindly reached out to me after the video was posted and shared further details about her experience. My goal with this series is to re-examine these events that unfolded online as a means of interrogating the viewer's relationship with the media we consume. But it's also pertinent to leave space for the real people who experience these things and for them to have their perspectives platformed. While a plea to a camera may stand still in time once the video ends for us, those stories continue to evolve and have impact for those who live them, and that includes my videos. Kaylee wanted it noted that she did not settle her case. All of the charges weighed against her by Anna were dropped. Maddie and Taylor retracting their claims was a complete surprise to her, and she stands by all of her initial allegations against Anna. She also wanted it highlighted that while Natalia, Taylor, Maddie, and Kaylee all pursued restraining orders against Anna, hers was the only one that was granted. This is part 2 in a series based around allowing growth, nuance, and cognizance to lead in situations that are incredibly sensitive but fundamentally impersonal. Thus, I feel it's integral to do my part as the person platforming these stories to make sure any public developments are reported on, and I really do appreciate Kaylee for reaching out and allowing me to do so. My name is Nia, also known as @Vitnia, and you may know me from my podcast, Glass Closet, where I ask chronically online gay people chronically online gay questions. But in this series, as we well know, my questions are for you gay people in my phone. And today's is, are you a sadist? Do you enjoy watching other people feel pain? And I don't mean this in an allow kink at pride kind of way. In my last episode, I talked about humanity, the human urge to see ourselves reflected in the world around us, and how that can be even more potent for people from marginalized communities. It's why we stand who we stand, follow who we follow, but also why we block who we block. That fitness influencer whose glutes you idolize, that fashion girly who always has the best shoes, and that adorable couple whose love you pray hits you like a truck. The culture loves to aspire, but it also loves to denigrate. It also loves to look down. The culture loves a good train wreck. WWE, true crime docs, fail compilations of old men falling into pools, Love Island for God's sake, other people's suffering is damn near a national pastime. But what about when there's no referee? No what do you want to watch next button after the doc comes to an end? No family member that helps the man out of the pool, and no ethically gray reality TV producer to break up a fight over a man who looks like a sketch of Ryan Reynolds, done by memory. What if there's just you? Feeling reflected in the media we consume isn't always about absorbing an image of something we aspire to. Sometimes it's the opposite. The things we fear becoming, the positions we'd never want to find ourselves in, perhaps lamented by some semblance of pride or ego, or even an urge to save, to check in, or dare I say, to follow, with good intentions. Despite the irrefutable fact the situation is completely out of your hands, all you can do is voyeur into the madness and, I guess, calm in a red heart. Enter Laura and Narally, a walking cautionary tale.
Baby, you were so strong today. You were so nervous.
But if you're a homeworker, that means you had to be. So I have a girlfriend or something? Like, I check, like.
This is actually really bad.
Keep talking and screaming at me, I'm gonna break all your fucking jewelry.
So why are you mad that I wanna...
Today's story asks, what is the line between awareness and entertainment? Between caring and complicity? As well as the question no content creator would ever dare utter. Why are you still watching? Hi. Brief pause from the video to get a quick message in from our sponsor, Surfshark. It feels like every month at this point I get some notification from some website that I made an account with 3 years ago that my information has been leaked. It's this vicious cycle of like constantly changing passwords, deleting accounts I didn't even know I had, and still never really knowing what actually is out there in regards to my personal information. My point? If you're not using a VPN in 2025, it's like walking around with your zip undone, brother. Surfshark encrypts your data, hides your IP, and helps you browse the internet safely, whether that's when you're on public Wi-Fi or when you're just chilling at home. Plus, you can use it to access content from all over the world. When I Kissed a Girl came out, if you haven't watched it, it's the lesbian version of Love Island, tap in, and it was only available in the UK. Oh, no. But genuinely, Surfshark came in clutch, and I was able to binge the entirety of that show. Check out the link in my description and start protecting your data. And tapping into all the incredible sapphic content from across the world. They have hooked this channel up with an exclusive deal, so check out surfshark.com/bitnia or use code bitnia at checkout to get 4 months extra for free. Stay safe, stay smart, and enjoy the internet how it's meant to be. Thanks to Surfshark. This is Narally.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Narally. After realizing there was more to life and like meeting the love of my life, I just wanted more of life for myself, and like I wanted to start a family. That was something that I didn't think was possible because, like I said, I thought people weren't shit. And then I met the love of my life and like my world changed.
In 2021, she met Laura Najm, whose public persona is Younglo.
It's your girl, Younglo. Let's go ahead and say a prayer real quick.
Laura is a content creator known for making vlogs and OnlyFans content, and at the time she met Narally, she was in a public relationship with her former girlfriend, Michaela.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Michaela. We had a blessed day.
Thank you.
Many more years to come. You're growing into an amazing person.
The two would vlog their lives, their love, and their day-to-day on a channel now titled Keeping Up with the Najms. Keeping Up with the Najms is interesting in the sense that it's a reality show. Analyzing this type of content and trying to make any type of poignant cultural statement about it is difficult because, as many have speculated and widely discussed, I think some of this is fake.
Laura, first of all, Narally needs to stay calm.
Mary, honestly, I ain't even speaking to you right now because you on some foul play too. You ain't.
But I'm speaking to you. I've been their manager for about 5 years. It was part of a skit. Yes, I was. For a small moment. It was entertainment.
When you first visit the channel, you'll notice all of their videos typically center some sort of relationship contention. Someone's cheating, someone wants to get back together, someone's pregnant, the two side chicks are gonna start fucking, oh, now they're gonna beat each other up. It's Zeus Network without the fabulous musical stylings of Jocelyn Hernandez to keep it grounded.
Who don't know I like cocaine? Everybody knows I like cocaine. I love cocaine.
It's also interesting that despite this being a collaborative effort at the hands of a collection of characters, all updates to the story happen on this channel. Laura posts a vlog with a girl. Then Narally will make a video in response directed to Laura, typically so that she knows she'll see it. However, this is like every couple of videos. It's a call and response, a constant back and forth, almost like a subtweet, except there's no subtext. It's all completely at the surface, name and title, all caps, and literally posted to their shared page.
First, like, Narally, if you're watching this, like, mama, you have no shame in what you're doing. Like, honestly, like, you're beautiful, you're amazing. Princess, why are you acting like this? I said I needed a break. Why are you acting like I'm just like, oh, I'm up and done with you?
Life for everything that we have building together, and then she just goes and does that. Like, how can you just go and do that to someone that loves you? Like,
all types of shit going on with my BM. Like, she out here tripping, man. Like, out here tripping. You feel me? Out here tripping, man. Like,
You think that everything's a joke and you think that you can play me for a little bitch. And I'm not, and you're not gonna treat me as such, and you know that. And you know that.
And that's nearly all of their videos at a certain point in time, usually culminating in some grand finale where all the parties involved in the storyline are finally present and essentially bitching each other the fuck out.
The opposite. I'm not a liar. If she cared about that,
I apologize.
She has a personal vendetta. Shut the fuck up before I slap you, you stupid bitch.
It's deeply jarring because to the common man, these are not conversations someone would usually knowingly allow to be recorded, much less posted online. But they typically lampshade that fact by throwing in the casual, I'm just recording this in case you lie or some shit.
You're sitting in my face telling me we're still in the process, we're doing this. The only one trying to be in the process of anything is your delusional ass. I know I've been doing all that crazy door shit, that shit's over with. Like, I'm speaking to you straight up. I'm speaking to you guys straight up because of course I'm gonna post this because you sound dumb.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at their channel, you'll also notice they have a lot of videos, mostly from 2021, all filmed vlog style, low effort, minimal editing, and most opening with a prayer because, as you'll soon see, this page is the pinnacle of faith and good godly values.
Thank you for never giving up on us and for always being here with us, and with you all things are possible. Amen. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna dodge right up into this video.
In some of the earlier videos that are still available on the channel, you'll find Laura and Michaela, and then soon see Narally enter the picture. The plotline is this. Laura is with Michaela, but Narally high-key wants her. Like, she's playing nasty Michaela's face. She's rude to Michaela, shamelessly flirts with Younglo on camera. Flirting is a downplay, actually. Like, she quite literally says, this is my bitch, not yours. And the three film a whole bunch of videos around this dynamic.
I just want to know, why do you want to be with me if I want to be with my ex?
that's how you know, because we're together.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to be with my ex, so why do you want to be with me? Like, you're holding me like a dog right now.
I'm just talking. Girl, don't fucking touch her.
You so rude.
I can't kiss her.
No, you can't.
Filming a video, you're being dumb.
Okay,
like, I
so-
literally got the clip
So let's
rolling.
all film a video.
No.
Hi, video.
Don't nobody know.
My point is,
this
like,
isn't no fucking through. Like, this isn't a three-way relationship.
You never said all. Okay.
She don't want to be over there with her.
It's okay though. It's not a problem. No one's like saying nothing.
You ready for Kayla to leave, huh?
Good. Slowly but surely, Narally is inching her way in, and Michaela starts looking a little uneasy in a way that seems a bit out of character.
Relax, because you're not even saying anything. You're just gonna, are you mad? Are you mad?
Yeah, because nothing.
That's what weird bitches do.
That's
like,
your opinion. Like, that's what
Y'all tripping. Okay,
that's
see, I
fine.
didn't.
okay, yeah.
Okay,
so
because
like,
you're mad. It's okay.
Of course I'm
Okay.
gonna be in my feelings about a certain
Okay.
situation. This was my girlfriend for 3 whole years.
Are we done here?
And you walking around like a clown, you got her name
Bro,
tattooed on you.
shut the
You don't
fuck
even know
up.
her.
And that it was. Instead of a traditional breakup video where both parties seem to have come to a conclusion and have mutually decided to sit down and share a difficult decision with their audience, Laura quite literally records and posts live footage of her breaking up with Michaela while Michaela sits there sobbing. I actually think it may be a 2-part video special.
Fault. Like, it's not your fault, Michaela. It's me. Like, I don't know. You know how we been. We was already arguing. I was trying to keep a bridge going that was already cut in half.
And it's not even like what's going on that's like hurting my feelings the most, or like I feel like you don't understand it. Like, I have yet to see you sit back and actually think about what's going on.
How you gonna sit back and watch me think we're not together?
Okay,
Like,
but
you're not with me.
Laura,
Like, we're not in my house.
you're posting a whole female on your information on all your social medias.
I don't have a female.
But you're posting this same girl over and over again. Call it what you want, but that's what it looks like, Laura. You bought her flowers.
I don't have to cry. I love you, bro. The love hurts. Love brings pain, and that's normal. This is okay.
And now Laura is with Narally, and Michaela is more or less out of the picture. To jump way ahead for a second, Michaela would address this about 3 years later, saying Laura and her were actually for real together, and they mutually decided to start making content with Narally. And then Laura for real cheated.
I first started out on social media with the infamous Younglo. She's a really huge narcissist. When I first met her, I did not think that. I didn't think that she was a bad person, anything like that. We were together for a couple years before we started doing social media together. And once we started making money, that's when things started really going downhill. We decided to like involve her in our content for like content purposes only. Like, it was never supposed to be a thing. I was being lied to, and I was being told that it was just for content and this and all of that under the freaking sun. And the whole time it wasn't. Like, whole time they were catching feelings for each other.
And it seems their breakup was real as well. Michaela gets phased out of videos, with Narally taking on her role as the woman scorned, and a new cast of characters playing Laura's current love interest. In terms of Laura and Michaela, it seems they were role-playing this little love triangle, and then shit got way too real. And in my opinion, that becomes a theme. I found out about the Najms, which I'm using colloquially as Laura and Narally are, as far as I know, not married, around 2023, from what I'm going to refer to as the second baby mama drama, which up until I researched for this video, I thought was real. And it's bittersweet because on one hand, I'm so glad no one is truly cruel enough to do something like this and daily vlog it on youtube.com. But on the other hand, this story was the most insane thing I've ever seen a lesbian do ever in my life, ever. And my community in New York is like exclusively insane lesbians, like bitches who went to NYU, crazy. This was something so obscene, I don't think Eileen Shaken, creator of the L Word, could even conceptualize it. And that meant something to me.
Going to speak to the doctor.
About what?
About having a beautiful baby with the love of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, Laura and Narally had gone through IVF, and using Laura's eggs, Narally was around 6 to 8 months pregnant with their first child. And they were like halfway together at this point. Like, Narally is deeply in love and committed to Laura and quite literally having her child, but nonetheless, she knows that girl be cheating for real. Only for it to be revealed that Laura had gone behind Narally's back to get another woman pregnant via IVF.
First consultation, today they're just doing all the blood work and doing her blood work, making sure, like, you know, her uterus is good and she can hold the baby. You know, they do all that. When you do IVF, they do all that.
Good stuff.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm super excited. And all the stuff y'all seeing, like Narally, that video she had posted talking about, like, she be broken up, all that, like, she don't...
We're not worried about that. Right?
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, she don't want to fuck with me.
I'm trying to get this baby.
You know what I'm saying? She found out. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. I'm not tripping, like...
The plot line was basically, my baby daddy got another woman pregnant while I'm literally pregnant, made exponentially worse by the fact they are both cis women. Laura's justification was that Narally would pretty frequently threaten to not allow Laura to see their children as a result of Laura's habitual cheating and mind games. And thus Narally would crash out and Laura would say she shouldn't have ever chosen to have kids with her in the first place.
All you fucking do is threaten me and tell me I'm not gonna see my fucking child. So yeah, we've been going to the motherfucking doctor. I want a kid, yeah.
But the idea that someone of sound heart and mind would make the decision to not only cheat on her pregnant pseudo-girlfriend, but pay money, time, and attention to go through the grueling IVF process with a different bitch? Behind my back, absolutely diabolical. A lot of y'all would never see me again. This is a good time to mention that Laura Najm, at least from what's presented publicly, make a lot of money.
And then you're posting this statement on your Instagram story.
Because, honey, if I got on here and made a skit right now, and y'all believe me, and I made $20,000 and this much money a fucking day, I would keep going too.
I assume a majority is from OnlyFans, but their YouTube videos and TikToks all typically surpass like 100,000 views, and they were posting very frequently. You'll also see in a majority, if not all of their content, they're cross-pollinating, mentioning or putting a card on screen to follow them on Snapchat or Instagram.
I got the proof of her being a scripper in Austin, Texas, and I got a story time in case you didn't know about that tea. So go add me on Snapchat, cause baby, all of the tea and the receipts gonna be on that Snapchat.
If your mama calls you Narally, I never say nothing.
Snapchat is the little sneaker way content creators be making money nowadays, by the way. Notice how you haven't heard of David Dobrik's head ass since he opened that bum-ass pizza shop? Yeah, he's on Snapchat. Boots. Regardless, they live in a nice big house in Texas, constantly flexing bands and luxury items in their content. At the time I'm filming this, they are supporting their 3 kids all under the age of 2, so a family of 5, and clearly they have enough to just go get IVF every time Venus is in fucking retrograde. But I digress. The second baby mama in question was a woman named Emma, and she was heavily featured in their content during that plotline.
I don't know why you still constantly trying to have a baby with my bitch. You sound desperate. You're giving
So you think I'm the only one that wants to have a baby with her?
Look at you sitting here. Where's she at?
Where is she?
None of your business. She is
So
safe.
you know where she's at?
Of course I know where she's at. I'm her bitch, and she's my bitch.
Though it doesn't appear she ever did have Laura's baby. I was familiar with them through TikTok where you just get bits and pieces of the hot topic, so that's when I heard about it, but on their YouTube is where the real story unfolds, and Emma slowly gets phased out. But they reuse this plotline, boots. Laura pops out with some girl. Laura and Narally break up. Narally says she's done for good. She's crying, she's distraught, she's kicking Laura out and threatening that she'll never see her kids. She's running out of the house crying and jumping Laura's side host. She's linking up with the side host and now they're fucking. You get it. I'd say this reads as pretty clearly, at the very least, exaggerated escapist content. But to speak to the very real concerns that started to arise, you need to understand why what happened to Michaela didn't happen to Narally.
Despite everything that we've gone through, everything that's done been said, whatever, as a woman, I'm coming to you and I'm letting you know that what you're going through is sad. And I'm so sorry that you have had to experience this, not with just one baby, but with 2. And having someone backdoor, whether this is fake, real, or whatever, not being supportive of you and not giving you the nurturing love that you deserve, I'm sorry that you're going through that at the end of the day.
A major theme of their content and facet of their virality is that Narally appears to show signs of serious mental and cognitive decline throughout the course of their channel and her multiple pregnancies. And that isn't a storyline anymore. That's the whole show.
No.
Take it.
I'm not taking that, bro.
I don't want to raise my voice at you.
Give it to me then, bro. Stop being weird. Uncomfortable, bro.
Been up all night. I've been up all night and I've been having a great, long, amazing conversation with Daddy. Daddy loves me. You guys believe it or not, Daddy loves me.
Dude, when your baby daddy come walking through that door after being a hoe in the street, the motherfucker come through the door. Bitch.
I just don't understand my brain sometimes, you know, because Laura, whenever you act a certain way, I just lose it sometimes, you know, just a little bit.
All of this plays out in a way that is, for lack of a better word, pretty fantastical. A little larger than life and a lot deeply illogical. I do believe some aspects of this are genuine, and we'll get there, so I don't want to come off as dismissive. But at the very least, I think it's fair to say, to some extent, they know what they're doing.
What's that? What is that? Not everything you see is real. Y'all want me to be a DV survivor so bad. Y'all want my baby daddy to be the villain so bad.
Or at least Laura does. And she's fine profiting off of it. But things seem to get very real very quickly for the reason most people know of this couple. When, while the two were broken up, Narally chose to get a tattoo of Laura's face on her face.
And I have personal reasons into why I'm getting them. So like I said, I do not fuck with you. So don't try to fake fuck with me now that you see that I'm getting a certain tattoo that, like I said, don't feel flattered about it. Because it's not about you.
Like I said, this tattoo was never for you. I don't fuck with you. Do I fuck with my tattoo? Heavy. It's what I wanted. It's what I got. Like I said, big time on what I wanted. I look fucking fire. My tattoo looks fire. It wasn't for you. Don't feel fucking flattered. The hell?
Currently, Narally has, I believe, upwards of 20 tattoos dedicated to Laura that she got at varying stages of their relationship or lack thereof.
So why do you know I'm gonna cheat on you regardless, right? You don't care? Because what, at the end of the day, as long as daddy what?
It's with me.
That's all that matters, you know what I'm saying?
And
But
I'm
ladies,
what?
do not be my BM, you know what I'm saying?
Wife.
Do not be my BM.
Her name, her initials, and I believe multiple of her face. This went mega viral at the time, leading myself and thousands of others down and into the rabbit hole of their relationship.
Oh, with your high heels.
The things you could have did is not post this stuff on live. Like, that's so embarrassing. Everybody already sees me and laughs at me, and you just posted it on live for everybody to see me. I tell you how much I love you, and we having twins, and you just posted it on live for everybody to laugh at me.
You crazy. I told the bitch, I said, bitch, stop talking when I'm speaking. I told the bitch, I said, hey, take one of your eyebrows off. She did that. I said, hey, cut your hair. She did that. I said, hey, dye your hair green. She did that. This is build a bitch. This is my girl. Look at her. Turn to the side. I love you.
I love you, but love is not enough anymore.
What?
It's not anymore.
What?
I tried to stay chill with you all fucking day. I tried to stay...
No!
The abuse is the content itself. It's implicit to their virality. The average scroll through their page will show Laura verbally degrading Narally.
Turn to the side. It's not gonna work. You can't be dating Younglo, and this not gonna work. It's not gonna work. What you gonna do when I'm back online and looking all good and shit, and you looking like this?
Papi!
Drink some water. I've already told you. Let go of the
Papi, if I
pizza.
drink all this water and go on a run today, like you said, will you forgive me for eating for the last week?
It's not that I'm gonna forgive you. You've got to look better, Narally. You got to look better.
You're up here blaming me for everything. You're the problem. And I shouldn't have never let you see the ultrasound today.
You should be in a 5150 right now.
Then where they at?
Like, you know, those don't mean nothing to me. Thank you.
Those what?
That, you know.
What is that?
You being pregnant with my kids does not mean anything to me. You know how many things I have on you? You said I'm abusive. I never touched you. I never touched you.
Insulting her weight, her intellect, or her sanity. There's videos of her instructing Narally to get on the ground and bark while pregnant.
I'm hoping that we're having another son. I couldn't imagine having a daughter with Narally. As y'all can see, she looks like she has daddy issues. All these tats on her face. I would just hate for my daughter to look at her and think that everything she does for me is okay. For instance, bark. For instance, get on your knees. How many times I cheat on you?
I lost count, Daddy.
Bark, stop talking. Bark, stop talking. Good girl. That's how I like you. Don't talk.
Narally has said she's not allowed to shower without permission from Laura.
A lot of you guys be saying that I don't wash my hair, like I don't shower. I do wash my hair and I do shower on Daddy's timing. So if Daddy tells me that I cannot shower or I cannot wash my hair for a week, a month, I don't wash my hair, I don't take a shower for a week or a month.
When the two suffered a miscarriage, Laura recorded Narally's reaction and belittled her for it on camera.
Just chill. You ain't let me go to the appointment. You woody and now you want me to sit here and be sad with you.
Babe, I can't breathe.
Laura holds Narally solely responsible for the caretaking of their 3 young children.
Hurry. Attend to my son. If my kids call me tomorrow and say, I don't want to talk to you, bye, I'll say, bye, son. I'll go have 3 other kids. We're not the same.
And often proudly boasts about how often she can cheat on her while mocking her for staying.
Everybody know you're gonna cheat, but you'll be right back. Let everybody know I'm no fool.
And you ain't never going, and you ain't never want to leave me.
No, Daddy. All I want is you. You wanna get married?
I'm young. I ain't never gonna stop cheating. It's what I am. Hey, why would I stop cheating? Hey, but listen.
Baby Daddy, it don't matter if you think you need to say no, baby Daddy. I want you to say yes because I love you. There ain't no other woman out here gonna do for you what I do for you, baby Daddy. Will you marry me, please?
Obviously, it is sad watching abuse unfold in this way, and if it's content, that's absolutely absurd, but okay, sure. But over the past 3 years they've been doing this, there's been an apparent and severe decline in Narally's mental health and physical well-being. And such is life, viewers were obviously horrified and fascinated.
When there's a bride, they're supposed to look good.
Daddy, I love you.
Damn. Yo, she got it with that one. I ain't even gonna lie. Y'all crazy.
I used to feel really bad for Narally, and then I found out it was all a skit. Now at this point, I'm just fucking confused.
Is their whole relationship just for social media, or is this real?
And it should be noted that they were very intentionally profiting off of that. Comments on all of their TikToks are disabled. They go live often, but only those who subscribe to their page are able to leave a comment.
Sub only. So boss babes, if y'all want to join that live, make sure y'all are subbing because y'all not going to be able to get in if y'all are not sub, boss babes.
So any attempt to leave any words of support or disapproval or even hate comes at a literal cost to the viewer. The two have drawn comparisons to similarly toxic rapper Blueface and his on and off ex-girlfriend Chrisean, popularized and platformed by Zeus Network. Different video. Little segue, but based on what I'm telling you, you might think people were saying lesbian, Blueface, and Chrisean. But fascinatingly to me, no, not really. A major reason I wanted to cover this story is because Laura and Narally are queer. They are two women having children together, living together, sometimes, being all gay, whatever the fuck. But their content does not center it really at all, and neither does the backlash they receive, for better or for worse. They don't even really get homophobic comments. It's truly a missing element in the narrative surrounding them. And their audience doesn't really question or reference or inquire around the fact that they are queer. Narally frequently refers to Laura as her baby daddy, and while pronouns are only one component of someone's gender identity, they both use she/her pronouns, and Laura has never made any public statements regarding her gender. In their content, Narally refers to both of them as mothers, despite the fact one of their children is allegedly named Laura Jr. All of this speaks to an interesting cultural nuance that puts them at a very unique proximity from cis-heteronormativity, and dare I say, blackness. For context, by way of ethnic background, Laura's Arab and Narally's Latina, but they align themselves quite heavily with vernacular and aesthetics commonly associated with Black Americans. I think there's a really interesting dynamic here where by associating themselves with blackness, they are perceived as less queer. Or to some, it may be the sheer obscenity of their online behavior that just makes their queerness less relevant. But think of the long-famed Black queer experience of finally coming out to your family and being received with "that's some white people shit." There is a fraught relationship within the Black community when it comes to queer people. But nonetheless, this isn't discourse being picked apart on lesbian TikTok, like the fucking girl who said she's not gay anymore because God told her to stop dating women in a dream.
Literally woke up after this dream and vision and, did not have that feeling anymore.
You are under spells, people.
In my podcast, it comes up a lot, the difference between being culturally queer and then being gay or same-sex attracted. I am someone who lives and in a lot of ways identifies as culturally queer, where in my day-to-day life, the people I'm around, the places I go, the media I consume, the products I purchase are often influenced by my skewed proximity to cis-heteronormativity as a byproduct of my severe lesbianism. But Laura and Narally have no interest in pandering to lesbians or to queer women. Their content quite clearly seeks to target an audience that resonates more so with a racialized cultural experience. This is an extreme example of something I see often, even in culturally queer spaces, where non-Black people will attempt to align themselves with quote-unquote Blackness through language or style as a way to perform or embody masculinity or dominance. In my experience, this is typically done to be perceived as attractive or desirable, but I think with these two, it's a unique case. I don't even necessarily think it's intentional on their part. I don't know them. Maybe that's really how they came up. But it's clear attractiveness is not their goal. Their goal is to tell a story in which Laura is the villain and Narally is the victim. I have no interest in commenting on how genuine this embodiment is on their parts, though Laura's mom is featured in a lot of their content and she does not talk like that.
Younglo, please, for the last time, I am not going to make no more videos about that.
But I digress. My interest is more so in the impact this has on the way they're received by their audience. I'm so sorry, it's time. We're gonna talk about misogyny. Yes! Let's get excited. Another major contributor to why I wanted to make this video is the contrast in the way Narally is received online versus Laura. When you look them up on TikTok, you'll of course find their collection of deeply upsetting domestic abuse meta roleplay, but below that is something I find nearly equally insidious. Fan cams. Edits of Narally before and after. Some with this general theme of never let a person steal your light, never lose yourself to a relationship, or some even more brazen like Narally was so pretty sad face emoji. This is point blank dehumanization. Treating this woman, who the video creator clearly does intend to portray as someone genuinely going through a severe mental health crisis, as cautionary tale content, while she's at home, solely responsible for raising 3 children is bananas. Especially because the emphasis is more often than not on her physical appearance. And dare I say, I think a lot of this is just frankly fat phobia. I'm curious what the reaction would be if they were making the exact same content that they're making now, but she was the same weight that she was in 2021. important. But it's perplexing to me because there is no equal attention given to Laura. This could be because as of recently, Laura has not really been on camera. Most content that features both of them is filmed from Laura's POV and you just hear her voice behind the camera. And that in and of itself says a lot about the power dynamics at play. But regardless, there isn't as much actual footage of her. But that's just been in the last year or so. They went viral 3 years ago. All of the backlash, the backhanded supportive videos, the discourse is rooted in Narally, in denigrating and picking apart and mocking Narally. A quick scroll through their comments and you'll find shit like, why doesn't she leave? At this point, it's her fault. There's no narrative surrounding Laura, despite the sole characteristic of her online personality being that she is just a horrible fucking person. That's just accepted at face value, but Narally is berated and mocked and dehumanized for literally just being a victim of abuse.
I'm so excited for you to degrade me and treat me like dog shit.
And that's the tie round I'm making. Laura's proximity to masculinity, through her association to blackness, makes her the boy in the eyes of the public. And boys will be boys. And I'm sure their 3 sons will feel super similarly when they grow up and see how she's treated their sole caretaker their entire lives. But again, I digress. Altogether, their relationship is a revolving door of deceit, conflict, and performance. They've built these caricatures of themselves that I would speculate may have bled into their real-life dynamic. Somewhat evidenced by Michaela's take on the situation as someone who was once a part of the show, but can now only watch from the audience.
I know that girl's whole family. I know everybody. That girl that be making them videos, that's not nobody's cousin. Like, I know everything. I just don't speak up because y'all be thinking, like, that I'm hating or I missed the girl. I don't miss the girl. Y'all know what I went through. Y'all know how skinny I got, bro. I used to weigh like 115, 120. Then y'all, I dropped down to 85 fucking pounds dealing with that crazy girl.
Laura's cousin's wife has even built a little following for herself off of commenting on the sincerity of the relationship.
Younglo and my husband are related. They are cousins. Can you not see the resemblance?
But even that felt like a grift to some extent.
I'm standing on business like I should have done all along. I never should have fell back in your little trap, your little games.
Alright, yeah, you keep talking to me like that.
Narally said she was done with Laura again in January 2025.
Younglo has never loved me. She has always cheated and lied and hurted me, and I know for a fact that she is not capable of love. Having to remind myself of all these bad stories and realizing now finally that I was literally used and abused, I get it now.
And in the content that followed, the pair seemed to be, for the most part, co-parenting as exes.
Right now you got it easy and get to the house. You already know. 3 babies, gotta get 2, you feel me?
Cover your years, baby, cover your years. Yeah. You have a crazy other mom.
And as I'm making this video, they haven't posted in about 2 months since the birth of their 3rd child in April. So what do we make of this? In a culture fueled by rage bait and reality TV crash outs, I don't have any interest in condemning anyone who watches this content, especially on an app like TikTok where the algorithm churns out what it knows people want to see. I think more responsibility lies with the people feeding it to us. But in this case, if God forbid, this is real and Narally is in a genuinely bad situation, what does it mean for us to eat it? Consuming this content is only fueling the abuse or illusion of it. This dynamic is so dire because their financial survival is tethered to their ability to get views. And this is how they get views. And maybe the most unsettling part of all of this isn't whether or not it's real, it's the fact that it doesn't have to be. But I beckon you to ask yourself, why? Without judgment, I'm asking, what does this content or content like it, rooted in the misery or struggle or pain of others, do for you? For some, it's the mess. Pure distraction and escapism through the problems of others. For some, I'm sure it's genuine concern and investment in Naraly's well-being or the safety of their children. And for some, I'm sure it's the urge to dissect, to investigate, the quest to find out how genuine all of this really is. To the latter, I ask, what does it mean if it's not real? What changes tangibly? My goal with this series, and really with my channel as a whole, is to encourage media literacy, to encourage the productive consumption of content and mindfulness around the people who are making it. This situation embodies the idea that there is no blind consumption. Watching this is complicity, because without us, it would not exist. There is tangible harm, if not to Narally, then to their 3 very real children, being enacted by viewing it. Again, that's not a condemnation, just something to be cognizant about as we find ways to distract our little brains during the end times. The urge to turn and look at a car wreck is human. It teaches us about fear, about cognizance, and about the world we live in. But at what cost? And at what point is that cost too high? And only you can answer that. But if you made it this far, I'm hoping you enjoyed or at least compelled by my work. I recently left my full-time job in journalism to focus on cultural analysis on YouTube.com, and yes, my mother is incredibly proud. So I'm considering launching a Patreon or a TikTok or Instagram subscription page to support the channel. So please let me know down below what type of stuff you'd like to see on there, what other types of content you'd like to see from me, and if there's another platform of interest where you'd like to see it. If you like the way my brain works, please consider following me on Instagram. That's where I post updates about my content, or TikTok, where I'm about to start vlogging some gay NYC shenanigans, as well as some behind the scenes of the pod. And please, please, please leave a comment or a like. I love hearing your feedback, and I'm so interested in any reflections or thoughts or discourses, or please for me to shut the fuck up. I've also decided to alternate between Glass Closet and Evil Lesbians for the month of June, so stay tuned for both. They're very different, but they're both very interesting, I hope. And thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for part 3.